Hi, this is Grace J. Power. It's been a while since I've done a video on this channel. The YouTube took off the Hangouts on Air feature that I was liking to use, so I'm trying a different little thing here. It's called Loom, and it's not quite as good of quality as you can tell. But I'm gonna check it out. I just wanted to get some information out about my son. I did some videos in the past on not vaccinating him, and I've had quite a few people comment, or just a handful of people comment on that, and feel encouraged. And it's been a few years, so I just wanted to kind of give an update on his health and his wellness and how things have been going with that. He's 6.5 years old now, so he has not been to the doctor as of yet, has just not needed to. I'm not opposed 100% of bringing him to the doctor, but I always try to do things naturally, just to, like, if he has a little sniffle or is feeling, has a tummy ache or something, I just like to treat it naturally with lots of fluids, vitamin C, zinc, rest. And just low stress. Sometimes I put on music. There's music you can find even on YouTube for that has vibrations for different things. So if it's a runny nose or stuffy nose, you can just look on YouTube for music that has vibrations. And Stella really likes that. Like he sometimes even asks, "Mom, can you put that music on that helps with the headaches, or can you put that music on that helps with tummy aches?" So it is really rare that he does have sicknesses now. I mean, it seemed like when he was 4, he was getting more colds and things. And then maybe even last year when he was 5, he had a few more. But this last year, being 6, he's just not. It's like his immune system's a lot stronger, which I guess is normal. When kids are younger, they're going to be fighting off more things because their immune system's still growing and developing, and now his immune system's much stronger and he just doesn't get sick as much. um, so I one thing someone has commented on the video is that he can't go to school if he's not vaccinated, and every state is different. And I know some states are really trying to push laws to make vaccines mandatory. And some states might already have laws like that. I am in Florida, and there's no laws like that right now. If you don't want to vaccinate your children, you can still go into public school. My friend has 2 boys that were one of them especially was injured from vaccines, and so she was determined that she did not want to have her children vaccinated, but she still wanted them to go to school. So she went to the state and got a form that you fill out, and then she was able to fill that form out and present that to the school, and she didn't have to do the vaccines. So you can have your son or daughter in school, at least in Florida, and I think a lot of states. But you may have to provide some sort of document that you don't want them to be vaccinated. So don't feel like that pressure that well, I want him in school, so he needs his vaccines. No, that's just a myth, so to speak, or just wrong information. So look into it a little bit more, find out the workaround, and you'll be happy because your kid won't be missing school as much. They're not going to be sick. I think her young son missed one day, but his immune system is getting stronger and stronger, and she's doing everything naturally that she can to prevent them from getting sick and building their immune system, but not doing the vaccines. So definitely, I'm still pro, if not more so, pro uh, not vaccinating, just because I've just seen time and time and time again the awful effects from the vaccinations. And parents will tell you, if you just ask the parents, they will tell you what their experience is. Like, my child was this way, he was talking, saying some words, we got the vaccine, he stopped talking, or my child was normal, got the vaccines, had an extremely high fever, and the fever has caused problems. So, ongoing problems, digestive problems, allergies. It's just like you just hear story after story after story, and you start to put the dots together, just connect the dots and just make your own decisions. So, anyways, I really just wanted to sort of give my testimonial on my son, that we even traveled to Europe. 2 months ago, we went to Spain and Portugal and France, and he obviously was in the culture, walking around and right in public and everything, exposed to whatever flus or colds or things that were going around there, eating their food, drinking their water, everything, and no sicknesses, no problems. So just another testimonial that you can travel overseas and not have to have vaccinations. Um, in the US, I've been tracking it for Stellar's own records, but we've been through 36 different states with Stellar, and a lot of that was when he was an infant. So he was very vulnerable at that point to colds or flus or, really whatever. And he healthy as a horse, nothing uncommon, nothing that spiked a high fever. He didn't even have a fever for the first couple years. I think his first fever was on his he was 2 going on 3. It was like around his birthday, and he got sick, and that was the first time I'd ever felt him have a fever, and I tested it. It was like 101, and he had like an earache, and I think it was just the congestion just causing some discomfort. And within 24 hours, he was back to normal. So, anyways, just to show that vaccines aren't the only way to boost your immune system. There are other ways to go about it. I mean, diet is huge, but also low stress, like having your son or daughter in a low stress environment. That's one reason I, I lean towards not putting him in public school. I've chosen a homeschool, and a lot of that's just the stress involved. Waking up early in the morning, rushing out the door, all this. You have to do this at this time and this at this time. It's a lot of stress on a little person, and even on their mom and their dad, and then all that stress can cause tension and arguments. It doesn't always have to, but it's more stress sometimes than it's worth. And so I like to have it easy. We wake up when we wake up, and unless there's a special event that we're trying to make or do something on a timeline, like make a flight, or things like that, then there's just not the daily stress. And there are 2 homeschool groups that we do attend. One's on Fridays, and it does start at 9 a.m. So that is one morning that we do kind of get up and get the ball rolling. But it's 9 a.m., not 8:30 or 8. So that still gives us that little bit of extra time in the morning. And then the other homeschool group is extracurricular classes, and that starts at 11. So that is nice that we don't have to rush in the morning to get there. It's later in the morning. So Stellar's already had his breakfast. He's been up for a while. We're ready to go at 11. So, anyways, just wanted to kind of do an update video, mostly around his health and his vaccines. He still has not been to the doctor for any reason. If he broke an arm or leg or something, obviously I would want to have that medically taken care of. But for colds and sniffles and flus, he has never had a high fever above 101. So I haven't felt the need to bring him into a doctor for any reason. Um, he's been able to fight off anything that he had naturally. He's never had extreme vomiting. He's never had extreme diarrhea. His digestive is normal. Even with eating lots of different foods, going to these different countries on occasion, visiting, a lot of other people in the United States and different cultures, different foods, he just handles it. So hopefully that is encouraging to people that are on the fence or not sure about some of the risks involved, or if they want to take the risks. I think it's more risky to take the vaccines than to not take the vaccines. If there is an epidemic, if there was like kids around me dying from measles or from mumps or something, then that's when I would say, well, in this case, because we're exposed to it so heavily and kids are dying, maybe I would look at a vaccine in those particular cases. But because I don't trust how these vaccines are made and the extra ingredients that are put in them and the people involved in selling them and making them, I'm hesitant. I'm very hesitant. So possibly even in that case, I might not. Maybe I just move to a different place that didn't have the epidemic going on. That might be a better option. So, anyways, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.